Welcome to Funky Junk Inspiration. My name is Christy. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Remember to like and comment also. Today's playlist is Breast Cancer is Boo Sheet, and our host is So Kate. Make sure you go subscribe to her channel also. DIY number 1. Alright, let's get started on this fun door hanger. I did cut this out on my laser, Faith Over Fear. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to put the backing on it is going to be all white. Now I'm showing you the stains here because I'm going to use stains for the other pieces of it. I love using the Minwax stains. They are water-based, so you don't have to worry about your rags or anything like that. So we'll talk about that more there. But here I'm just going to get some white paint on here. I did add a little bit of water to help it spread a little bit more. And just going to get this all spread out over everything. I'm painting right over the top of the etching and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to grab my weeding tool and I'm going to go along the etching pieces there, the little grooves. If you do this when your paint is wet, you can clean all those areas out and that makes the etching show up more. I don't really need to do that on here, so I kind of stopped because those are just kind of spots so that I can see exactly where to put the pieces back. Okay, so I felt like we needed a second coat of white paint on here. So here we go, putting the second coat of white paint on. And we'll just get that a little bit dry right there. Okay, so here we go with the next part. I'm going to grab the awareness ribbon there. And I got my pink Minwax stain out to put on top. I do love this stain. Look how vibrant the colors are. And you can get this in almost 200 colors. So you can get it in about any color. And I do like to use the staining sponge. And just kind of went over there, and there you get, again, you see me cleaning out the etched marks. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to this bottom part. We're going to use the black Minwax stain, and you see how fast it is to, even though this is sped up, still it goes on real fast, it dries real quick, and it just makes for an easy, quick, fast project right there. So okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my letters and I'm going to tape them down because it makes it a little bit easier to hold them in place as I stain them, and I'm just going to use the black on that also. Alright, we got all of that done. I'm just going to put my sponge back and of course put the lid down because if I don't, I'll spill the stain. I've been known to do that I don't know how many times. Okay, so now I kind of wiped that off because it was a little bit dark, but there you go. That's what we did. Alright, so now I am looking at some ribbon and stuff to do our hanger with. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do for sure, if I wanted to put a bow or anything like that. And if you notice, I change my mind. I always change my mind about 16, 17 times on every video. And right here I'm using my dryer just to get the board dry. Alright, so now everything's all dry and we're going to start getting everything tied on there. I like to use stick fast glue, either the medium or the thick, because if you use the thin, it'll just kind of run. But the medium or thick works out really well so it's thick and it doesn't move a whole lot. Now, if you happen to get glue onto a spot you don't want to get it onto, you can use some stuff called Deep Bonder and you can clean that glue off and it doesn't mess up your paint. If you notice here, I put glue over onto that coffee filter. And then I'm taking the letters and I'm just kind of rubbing it on there rather than trying to put the glue on the back of each letter. And I'm just putting that on there. Okay, so now we're going to do this bottom part here and get it glued on. I want to make sure we're putting it on kind of straight. And I'm just going to put glue in a bunch of different spots and we will hold that down. I think this is turning out really cute right here. I love this door hanger. Absolutely love it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I have some black jute. And I think that's what I'm going to use for the hanger. I know I'd pulled out some material before, but I think it just looks just as cute just to use this black jute on here. Alrighty, there we go. What a cute, fun little door hanger. Alright, on to DIY number 2. Okay, this is another wood cutout that I did on my laser. It's going to be a lot like a puzzle because there's a lot of little pieces there. That first piece that I showed you was the backing that we're going to glue everything to. And then we've got this to hold the pieces on there. And then look at all those little pieces there that we have to figure out what goes with what and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use the glue trick again. And what I did is on the back of each one of those, I marked the colors that I'm going to use for each one just to help myself out with doing that. Now I'm going to use pink, obviously, and we're going to use a blue color and all that kind of stuff. So we're using a turquoise and a dark blue and then a pink for the ribbon part. So here I am kind of sorting them by color, and I'm going to sit them on that tape and get them painted real quick and put them back together. You know, this is going to be like a fun little puzzle for all of us to do together. So here we go. So the first color is I'm going to use that agave and get all of that painted with that color. And I'm just going to use kind of sponges here because it does make it a little bit easier than to paint it, and you don't get paint along the edges and stuff. So here we go with the agave. Alrighty, now that we got all those painted, I'm going to set them over to the side, and we're going to get some more tape, and we're going to put some more pieces over here and do our next color. The next color that I'm going to use is the kind of royal blue, nautical blue from Folk Art. So we're just going to put that on here and do that on these little pieces also. Alright, we got those done. I'm going to set those over to the side, and now we're on to the next part. I'm going to clean my table off here a little bit just so I don't get that dark blue on these next pieces. So again, I'm putting tape down to hold the parts down, and we're just going to get them all laid out on here. Alright, we got all these laid out, and here we go with our pink. And again, I'm just going to use a sponge to put these on here, and we're just going to cover all these with the pink paint. This is going to make the ribbon part of the puzzle. Alrighty, we got all of those painted pink, and I'm just going to set those over out of the way so that they can get good and dry. So next I'm going to take my top piece right here, and we are going to put some of the antique wax on here. I think that'll look good, the wood color and stuff like that. So we're just going to cover that with the antique wax, and I am just going to use a baby wipe. Actually, I don't use baby wipes. I use the disinfectant rags because I feel like the baby wipe puts a little bit of an oil onto my wood and stuff like that. But we're just going to go along the whole thing there. It got kind of difficult with the small little edges with the baby wipes, so I decided that I would just kind of paint that on, and then I have this rag here that I'm just going to kind of rub that in. So because I really want those pieces to really show up, to show the separation of the different wood pieces that go in the middle. So that's what I decided to do there, and we got that all done. All right, so now we have this back piece here. Now the back piece, we don't really need to stain or anything because you're not going to be able to see it. So here we go. I'm going to lay that on there, and I'm going to grab my stick fast glue again. I love the stick fast glue. This one is a medium. I like medium or thick, and we're just going to glue that puppy down right there. Just going along the edges, and I'm hitting some in the center. I'm not gonna hit like every single spot on there. I think it'll be fine, but in the middle, I definitely wanted it to, stick down real good. Okay, so I'm gonna line that up, and once you push down with the stick fast, it's pretty much stuck down there, so. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my dryer and I'm gonna just go over my pieces and make sure they're pretty dry. And here we go, trying to put the puzzle back together. How fun is that? Okay, it looked like it was sticking up a little bit there, so I stuck that glue back down, or I glued that down a little bit better. So here we go, putting all these pieces on here. This is gonna take a minute to get them all put in and then glued and figure out, where everything goes back to. I mean, they fit in there perfectly, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but it can be a little bit time consuming. Okay, so I'm gonna speed this up so that you guys aren't bored with me trying to figure out what pieces go where. I decided to switch back over to the pink with the with the awareness ribbon, because I felt like that might be a little easier to go through there. Now I did distress the edges a little bit on everything, so they just kind of stand out some more and stuff like that. So I just sped this up so that it would go a little bit faster. And as you can see, the ribbon is coming together. This is going to be such a fun piece to have sitting on, maybe your fireplace mantle or a sofa table or something like that. Now you could hang this. This could be something that's hung up if you wanted to put a hanger on it, or I just put it in a plate stand and have it sitting like that. So I think this is coming together really cute, and I'm going to show you the final reveal here in just a second. There's the final reveal for both projects. Again, this playlist is Breast Cancer is Boo Sheet, and I want to thank So Katie for having me and hosting this event. It's been a lot of fun. And I want to remind everybody to subscribe and hit the little bell. Thank you.